threw some bands on her. Baby, I'm diva. You got my mind cleaner. She wanna go with you, she gon' cry. I fuck around and threw some bands on her. I threw some bands on her. Baby, I'm diva. You got my mind cleaner. She wanna go with you, she gon' cry. I fuck around and threw some bands on her. I threw some bands on her.
Baby girl, I cannot waste time. Heard you got a couple kids, give a fuck, can you taste mine? Can't be moving on no snake time. We fucking back the back, she like, baby, can you break mine? No break mine, it's a big box. I can't move out in the daytime, no. Look, screen up, yeah. Look, baby girl, I cannot waste time. Heard you got a couple kids, give a fuck, can you taste mine? Can't be moving on no snake time. Now we fucking back to back, she like, baby, can you break mine? Don't you listen to no grapevine?
Oh, whoa, wee!
That was pretty smooth.
What's good, like IG, SoundCloud, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Lagos, Niger, Port-au-Prince, IET, Providence, Rhode Island,
shout out PVD always,
Brockton, Massachusetts, episode 023, Jordan episode of the First Genz podcast.
Yes, sir. Shout out LeBron too.
And Bron.
Yeah.
They call me Pat.
They call me Ken. What's up? What's up?
Episode 023 of the First Genz podcast. We are the Blacks.
And we provide you the facts today.
What's good, boy?
What's good, bro?
Chilling?
Good, of course. Life is good. Life is good.
With the vintage Los Angeles hat.
Yeah, man.
Bro, I'm already ready for basketball season, bro.
I'm ready. I'm ready. And I've never been a true LA fan, so like I'm just a bandwagon fan. But you know, I love LeBron, so I go wherever he goes.
I mean, those are the URI colors, so close enough.
Yeah, LA, URI Rams, true. Roadie.
Let's get into the shits, bruv.
Yes. Let's do it.
Shit, let's start off with one of my favorite cities that's bleeding. It's like, nah, Hollywood's not one of my favorite cities. But Post Malone drops Hollywood Bleeding.
Yes. We're going to review Post Malone.
Yes, we'll review, because he makes black people music, all right?
Yeah. I was going to say black people music, but
hip-hop is black people music. He makes hip-hop.
He makes hip-hop.
Yeah.
It's so diversified now.
Yeah, but black people created hip-hop, Ken.
We did,
yeah,
but
so it's black people music.
I guess. He's white.
And he's a white dude that makes
black people music?
Yeah.
I guess so. I guess.
I mean, shit. If we're gonna start off there,
I just say so. Well, I think my opinion of the album, I think it was pretty good. I mean, I'm a big Post fan, so like obviously this review is gonna be a little biased to the more biased side, but so I feel like a lot of my like friends and stuff like that, like they think that. Or a lot of them do like Post Malone, but then a lot of them don't because like of his comments that he said a couple of years ago about how he feels as though he doesn't need hip hop. He believes that if you want to listen to something that will get you through something, you can't. It won't be hip hop, and obviously that's completely false because there are many albums and many pieces of work that you can listen to that can help you through a lot of things in hip hop. But I think that since he made those comments, that was a long time ago. I was thinking not a long time, but 2-3 years ago. But I think since he made those comments, he's grown, and I think that he's a part of the hip hop culture, whether he likes it or not. You know what I mean? I think that like the music that he makes, the way he portrays himself in hip hop, I just think that he's just a part of the culture, even if people don't want him to be, or even if he doesn't want to be.
Yeah, I personally don't think Post doesn't want to be a part of hip hop culture, or I don't even think he hates hip hop culture. I think he's coming more into himself. Like he's figuring out who he is. Mm-hmm. Like we got to really think about it. When Post Malone first got in the game, that nigga was a white man with cornrows. Yeah, saying that he's white. Iverson. You know what I'm saying? So
definitely appropriating the culture.
Yeah, definitely appropriating the culture, but it's like he's a young dude. You know what I'm saying? So I can personally forgive that. Yeah. But I think that because he's coming into himself, his music is going to reflect more genres because Post Malone grew up with more than just hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Post Malone is a white kid from Dallas, Texas. He wasn't just only listening to hip hop. That man was listening to pop. That man was listening to rock, clearly because he has Ozzy Osbourne on his album. Like it's not like the nigga was just listening to fucking Talib Kweli. You feel me? Like, at the end of the day, I think Post Malone is growing and he's more comfortable with making music outside of hip hop. So, white people, don't worry. Post didn't forget about you guys.
I don't think he ever forgot. Like, I feel like I think that's what he's really good at. He's really good at like bringing everyone, even on the original work that he was doing. Like, yes, it was still like hip hop oriented, but he kind of wanted to also just make it sound a little pop because he knew his fans were of both races, right? So like I feel like when he was doing like even Beer Bongs and Bentley, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
like,
Beer Bongs and Bentley was like later though, because that was after White Iverson. I'm talking about like that project we had, White Iverson, Too Young.
Yeah.
Like he was really trying to get into that hip hop mix, bro.
He was definitely trying to get into that hip hop mix, and he was definitely trying to like put himself in that like environment or that atmosphere. But you can go back to some of those tracks like White Iverson and like Too Young, and like you can play that at like a Coachella festival. You know what I mean? You can play that at like a festival where it's just like thousands and thousands of like white college kids like trying to like rage and stuff like that. Those are the types of songs that you can like listen to. So he kind of knew how to like balance it. It's just now he's growing, like what you said before. He's growing into his actual like craft and like what his sound actually is. Yeah. And also what I'd like to say too is like he's like a real true like genre blender. Yeah. Like in this generation, like there's a lot of genre blending, and like he kind of like snuck his way in right at the right time where everyone's trying to like, okay, you got hip hop artists trying to sound like rock artists, you have rock artists trying to sound like pop artists, you got pop artists trying to sound like R&B artists, hip hop.
Do you think it's easier for him to do that because he's a white motherfucker?
It's easier for him to do that because he's been trying to do that since he started. So like he's been trying since he started his career. He's been trying to genre blend, and it just so happens now in 2019, everyone's trying to do that now. But he's been doing that for the past 5 years. So it's like, okay, I've been practicing, I've been doing this. So it's like this is nothing new to me. Yeah. So that is gonna sound good to your ears. Yeah. But this is nothing new to me.
Yeah. I think he's more so genre bending now though, way more. You know what I'm saying? What like? Okay, like for example. When you listen to White Iverson, right? Like just before you even knew who Post Malone was or how he even looked like, right? Did you think he was a white man?
Never.
Right.
Never.
So
when I first heard him, I thought he was black for sure.
I thought he was black, and then you see him with cornrows after that.
Yeah.
Then it's like you think that he's probably catering more so towards a hip hop audience because he's a white man and he's gonna stick out more. If Post Malone came out as a pop artist strictly, right? Yeah. He would pop out less because he's white. He's just another white pop artist.
But you want to know something? Like even when I first heard him. And like I saw who he was and I saw what he was like trying to represent or what like he was looking like in the music video. Yeah. I honestly didn't have a problem with it. Like I knew what he was trying to do because he was a kid and he was trying to be like the white kid who But I grew up around that. I grew up around kids like white kids who were trying to be black. So it was like eventually I knew what was gonna happen. Eventually he was gonna go back to like what he knew. Yeah. Like you know what I'm saying? So it's just like I'm not gonna blame you for that. Like I'm not gonna blame you for trying to figure out who you are. Yeah. As long as you don't try to like you know what I'm saying?
Appropriate that shit.
Appropriate like
as you keep growing.
Like figure it out. You know what I mean? And I think that he's doing that. So much respect to him. He makes great music. I fuck with his music.
When I was listening to that, when I saw the track list and I saw On Road with Meek and Lil Baby, I was like, nigga, how is this shit gonna go, fam? Like, I really wanted to know how this was gonna go. That was one of my favorite songs on the album.
Yeah, me too.
He had the most flexing bars on, apart from Saint Tropez.
Yeah.
That nigga said he takes his shit and looks at his plaques while he's taking his shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Post is starting to feel himself, bro. Like,
now it's like, and like I said before, now it was like he spent like the past 3 years, right, trying to like play people pleaser, like I have this like core fan, I have this fan base like like that likes me for this type of music, but I have this fan base that likes me for this type of music. Like who do I choose? And I feel like now it's just like, bro, I don't give a fuck. I'm a rock star. I'm gonna do whatever I fucking want to do. Yeah. And like this is what the result of it is. Yeah. And I think it's dope.
Phenomenal album. That man had Ozzy Osbourne and Travis Scott on the same record.
Yeah, I was like, how is that gonna work? Even though I don't personally like that track that much.
That track's fire.
You think so? Mm-hmm. I don't like that track that much.
Yo, you know what's so crazy? There's kids who are Post Malone fans and don't know who Ozzy Osbourne is.
Yeah, that's wild.
Sharon! That's who he is, fam. There's a white dude with long hair saying Sharon.
That's actually, I don't know how he pulled that feature, but hey.
Dope for Travis too.
For real.
What else? Oh.
Yeah, man.
TDE in this bitch. Fuck you talking about, man?
It's been a while since we talked about TDE, for real. Some of TDE's artists.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. That's facts. Your boy SiR drops Chasing Summer. What did you think about that project?
Yeah, I love that project. I think it's R&B album. It could be potentially R&B. Well, no, yeah. I think it's R&B album of the year. That's my hot take. Yeah. I think there's 2 albums that can like contest for R&B album of the year.
Ooh, Indigo came out, bro.
Yeah, it's better than Indigo.
Is it better than Indigo?
Yes, 1000%.
I don't know. I gotta
1000%. Because Indigo was R&B, but like it was R&B that Chris Brown wanted it to be.
It was more cohesive than Indigo.
This was more cohesive than Indigo, and it was more like Indigo was trying to be like R&B, but it was also like trying to reach for pop as well.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got you.
Like, Chris Brown wanted streams, bro.
Chris
Brown wanted, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was like to the core.
Isn't it
raw? Like soul R&B, like it's like to the raw core, bro. And I think there's 2 R&B albums like that are out right now that can compete for the album of the year. And I think that it's either SiR's Chasing Summer and Snow Allegra's Those Feelings Again.
Ooh.
Yeah, so she put out a great album too, but I mean that's for another episode. Yeah, but
I was like, yeah, let's not delve into like everything.
Yeah. That's for another episode. But freaking, I think she's like he put a great album together. I feel like it was a very soul healing project. When you listen to the album, you feel like your soul is being like healed, like literally, like it just relaxes you. It's like calming, evens everything out. I think I thought it was Isaiah Rashad before, but man, it's looking like SiR's like TD is about to be TD's secret weapon, man.
Yeah.
I feel like
over Isaiah Rashad.
Yeah, bro.
I would be heated if they shelved Isaiah Rashad's whole momentum that was about to come, because it was definitely about to come.
Yeah.
And shelved it for SiR, but I would understand it though. You know what I'm saying?
Because this Chasing Summer is getting a lot of good reception. Like,
yeah,
it's like really, really good. So like, I was surprised that like TD would ever like, and it's also showing that like, well, I mean, for me, when I heard Mood, right? So like, that's like, yeah,
Fine in my bag,
exactly.
That shit was fine.
That's 2 R&B artists on TD, bro.
Is Zakari? I didn't know if Zakari was officially signed to TD.
Yeah, I don't know if he's official.
He's probably an affiliate.
You know what I mean?
Can I say something about Zakari?
Yeah.
I think, honestly speaking, like after listening to Zakari on Damn with that love track with Kendrick Lamar, and then listening to Mood, I think he fits best on hooks rather than having a whole song.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like,
but I also think that he's trying to still build himself.
Yeah, I think artist development is important. I keep trying to tell niggas, artist development is important, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Zakari's only good at hooks, that means people don't know him enough to make songs.
He came out with the EP.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't like the EP. I didn't fuck with the EP, bro. We both listened to that EP. We wasn't fucking with it.
Yeah, I wasn't like
so I was like, I don't know, but having him on that chorus, like that shit was fire. That movie track was fire.
Yeah, bro, that's just fine. And it's like that just showed me like, wow, like TDE is finally trying to establish for themselves. Like, yeah, we have rappers and we have some of the best rappers in the like freaking like industry right now. But don't get it twisted, we can have some of the best R&B artists in the industry as well.
Do they have the best rappers in the industry?
I mean, Kendrick Lamar is the best rapper alive.
Yes, he is.
So I think
now who else is? Because I can bring up Dreamville. Let's not even do that. We did that the first episode.
Yeah.
And what did you think about Sid? Real quick before we go to the next topic, what did you think about SZA's feature on Post Malone's track?
I thought it was whatever.
It was whatever, bro. It was.
She's out of here.
Don't do that to me.
Don't
do that, bro. Yo, SZA.
She's out of here.
I'm out here for you, bro.
She's out of here. She's out of here. You're out of here.
Nah, yo, SZA, please.
You're out of here.
Look what he's saying, bro. Do this for me.
Is that how you swing at a baseball for one
my
more?
argument is getting lighter, though.
Yeah,
my argument is getting a lot lighter.
Out of here. I gotta hear I mean, obviously I'm just talking, right? No disrespect to SZA.
Nah, she's talented. I know you know she's talented, bro.
But what have I heard, bro? What have I heard? It's 2019, clock's ticking. Like, what have I heard in the past couple of years that like has like shown me like, okay, SZA? Because now there's a lot of more like R&B singers now that are women.
Can we give her one more chance? Can we give her one more project?
I think the album, I will give her one more. I mean, of course, I think that she has another album that's in store that's going to be pretty good. But we'll see,
Why
man.
do I feel like she's going to be on Rihanna's album? I don't know, bro. I have this weird feeling she's going to be on Rihanna's album.
She should have killed that Post Malone feature.
She should have bodied that, though.
You know what I'm saying? That would have been a perfect opportunity.
I was like, Ken is going to eat his words right
now. No, that would have been a perfect opportunity for her return, bro. And it was like whatever.
It was whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah, and then, bro, Jill Scott.
Yeah. Jill Scott.
Yo, you was telling me something about Jill Scott and her relationship with SiR. What, like?
Yeah, so like when SiR first started out, I also like wrote a put on about this. So like if you want to learn more about SiR in the background, SiR, just check the Instagram for Blacks and Facts. You can find a put on for that. But SiR used to write for Jill Scott.
Word.
Alongside, he used to write for a number of artists. I think he used to write for like, don't quote me on this, but I think he used to write for Stevie Wonder too, something like that. He used to write for a lot of legendary artists, but Jill Scott is one of them.
Yeah.
And then like, because he started off as a songwriter, and then like eventually he was able to have her or lend her as a feature on his own album.
Yeah.
Just showing that reciprocated love back, you know, and it's just like that's dope to hear because I heard that the song's called "Still Blue" on the album, and I think it's really really dope too. And it's just like they both compliment because it's like SiR is 34.
Okay, yeah, I knew he was an old soul. He's not old, but like that's
he's
an old soul.
Old soul.
Yeah, he grew up with a lot of like vintage shit. You can tell.
So that's why he's able to relate to those artists that are older than him.
Yeah,
because he makes music like that.
Let's get into some Naija shit.
For real,
African.
I played this album a little bit today.
Yeah,
the Phyno.
Phyno drops. Deal with it.
Yeah.
Shout out Phyno, man, the Nugu warrior, Igbo man. So Phyno's been in the game for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Phyno had his debut album in 2012. It was called No Guts, No Glory. One thing about Phyno's not like the traditional, like when you say, okay, this Phyno's an African artist, he's not coming out with African pop. He's like a lyricist, but he's a lyricist with his native tongue. He speaks Igbo.
Yeah.
So like
I could tell he wasn't like really Yoruba, and that's kind of like shocking, like how I could like really
kind of, you know what I'm saying?
It's weird how I can listen to like Nigerian music now and Afrobeat and like hear the difference between like a Yoruba artist and like someone who's like who's Igbo.
Yeah, like Olamide is Yoruba.
Yeah,
and then you hear the difference between Olamide and Phyno, obviously.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So like, I think, but the one thing that's gonna wow you, bro, about this dude is like, you're not gonna understand what he's gonna say, obviously not. But the way he flows on like the crazy beat selections that he be on,
he had a lot of different types of production. He had a lot of production.
Yes, bro.
Like every song I was listening to on that album that he just released, like I think he released it on the 3rd of this month. Every beat sounded different. Like I mean, he had one from Guilty Vibes. He had one from I forgot.
Benjamin. He had Benjamin's was on that. Benjamin's produced on that. Yeah.
So like I heard, and it was all different, like different type of Afrobeat production. So it was definitely like different. It was like diverse. Every single song was not the same from the one that we played previously. But
because even my favorite record, like I had 3, and by the way, he had 21 tracks on this. Mm-hmm. It is a lot. It is a lot of tracks, but he can get away with that because the demographic that he serves is probably the widest in Nigeria. Like he gets like really young people in Nigeria to listen to him, and the older generation in Nigeria to listen to him too. Like I'll say the demographic that listens to Phyno probably goes from 18 to 40.
Damn.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, cause he makes music that relates to that many people.
How old is he?
I don't know how old Phyno is.
Okay.
I don't know how old Phyno is. But he has a song. Okay, so he has a song with David O, right? It's called Ride For You. It's like a fall type of vibe.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously you got David O on the track, so you're gonna get that Afro pop on the chorus. Mid tempo type of beat. Shit is fire. And then my favorite track on the album is called Get the Info. That was my favorite track because he's following suit with, you know, the African artist movement of going against political issues in the continent. Like, but he did it with a trap beat with Falz, which is another lyricist from Nigeria. You know what I'm saying?
Falz,
yeah. So he was rapping on that with a bass beat, like where you can, you know what I'm saying, turn up to. But it's like, oh, this nigga's talking about what's going on. Again. You know, once again, you got another Nigerian artist who's putting, you know, medicine in the dessert. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're going to vibe to it, but let's listen to what he's really talking about. Because he has another dialogue where there's a governor talking in the beginning of the track, he's rashing the president, bro. Like, he's rashing, like, all the politics and all that stuff, and then he goes into, like, the track, so you know what the track is about. So that was, like, my favorite track on the album. Yeah, bro, that nigga's a legend. And then, bro... One more thing.
How long has he been like making music? Like, so like, has he been around like since like the beginning or since that rollout of like, that rollout of like Wizkid, like when Wizkid started doing Afrobeat and stuff like.
No, okay, so a little bit after that, because Wizkid came out 2010, 2011. He came out 2012 with Tiwa Savage, Olamide.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, kind of like that set or one. Like, if Wizkid's 1A, then there's a 1B current. He was in that one.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, he came in with that. He has a song called "God Willing" with Runtown, bro.
Yeah,
Runtown.
I heard that song.
You heard that song?
Yeah, yeah. I heard
Runtown,
that song.
why you not doing it for your own?
Yeah, I heard that song.
That's what I was looking for from Runtown, bro.
Yeah,
that's the type of shit I was looking for on this project, bro. And
wait, so what's your issue? Like, what is your issue with Runtown?
Runtown, okay. I personally
understand.
like when Runtown makes music that's nostalgic. Mm-hmm. The type of music that you hear before.
His music is nostalgic though.
Nah, not this past album was.
But
not.
the thing,
He experimented way too much and got away from his core audience.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I was saying a couple episodes ago. Like, not every Afrobeat artist has the ability to make conceptual albums, bro, or make conceptual projects altogether. Maybe your skill is to make singles, and like those singles will resonate and they will be timeless.
If he had 3 types of God Willings on his past album,
yeah.
I would be happy.
Yeah,
it didn't have to be a conceptual. Everyone can make a conceptual album. You're right. But I'm not asking him to do that. I'm asking him to. You don't have enough music to say, yo, I've served my core audience enough to even experiment that much on a project that's the project that you had for the first time on a major label. I don't think you've done enough to say, yo, I've served my core audience. Now I can just, you know what I'm saying, spread out and experiment with every other thing. I don't think he's done that yet. I don't know. Like, I think this song reminded me of like when my uncle used to play Afro beats for me in like 2007.
for real.
Yes, bro. Like when I used to sit down in my uncle's living room in like the 7th grade and just start listening to Afro beats and just start watching videos and wonder what these niggas is doing.
Yeah.
Like that's what God Willing reminded me of. God Willing is also a term that African uncles who don't fulfill their promises say. Like when you be like, Uncle, are we going to the amusement park? God willing, if I get my check, we can try. And then that shit never happened. So that's what God willing is. But that shit was fire though. I fucked with the album. It's
good. There's a couple tracks on there that I definitely need to add to my library. I really was liking it. I was listening to it at work.
Look, screen up, yeah. Look, baby girl, I cannot waste time. Heard you got a couple kids, give a fuck, can you taste mine? Can't be moving on no snake time. Now we fucking back to back, she like, baby, can you break mine? Don't you listen to no grapevine?